Hey guys, it's Corey from Thought Soldiers. And of course, right when I start recording, the tools start going off and the wind starts picking up. This is just my luck. I'm going to keep going with it though because I've been dealing with so much interference with being able to make videos. It is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm recording this audio right now to talk about kind of what's going on. We are experiencing a gigantic up-leveling process. Still in the midst of unpacking mine currently. And what has happened is that there has needed to be a shake-up in my environment in order to really make way and create space for new insights to arrive, a lot higher levels of information, and even unpacking personal downloads that are manifestations that you've been working on for a while. So the time for me has been very hermited and very isolated. A lot of, over the past 16 days, huge amounts of integrating and getting used to the changes in my environment and in my way of living. But now, if things are falling apart in your relationship sectors, you're falling out of alignment with your families, falling out of alignment with people around you, or things are ending, it is creating space for new to arrive. And this is a different kind of new. For me, it's not only creating space for new friends to arrive and things like that, but it's literally creating space for new information. Because if we have any sort of emotional attachment, whether it be healthy or unhealthy, to anything going on in our external reality, whether it be a partner, family, career, things like that, Spirit is moving those things out of the way temporarily because it's opening you up to receive the insight you need in order to gain more clarity on what's going on in your situation, and also to unpack these new codes that are coming in. So for me, it's been dealing with a lot of transmutation, a lot of collective shakeups, as well as some insight as to why I landed where I landed and why I'm going through what I'm going through. And realizing that depending on your role, and all of our roles are individually important in the collective experience, you serve a gigantic purpose in whatever you're doing right now. So for me, there's not a lot going on. It's just a lot of trying to create content with a lot of interference, a lot of isolation time, a lot of sadness, a lot of downtime. But then, yesterday I had this shakeup that created space for a lot of information to arrive, and I'm still unpacking those downloads for myself right now, which is new forms of energy healing. There's also going to be new insights on how to get your work done better, but also why you're at where you're at in your environment. So for me, I know that I'm clearing a lot of, I'm in a spot in Texas where Hurricane Harvey hit, and I know that I'm here to clear out some of that trauma from Hurricane Harvey. And so I'm transmuting through my body and through my emotions, which is very, very hard. So if you're going through any collective transmutation process right now, take it really slow and easy, depending on the level of what you're doing. Spirit has prepared me for this level of transmutation for a while. So I know what's going on, but it is also creating a lot of turmoil inside, and the call right now is to just hold on. To hold on and to do what you can to keep your vibration as high as possible, and to release all of these energies that you're taking in, especially if you take it in through your body. So for me, I transmute through my body heavily. I transmute through my emotions. I'm very strong in the emotional realm, so I know how to handle it and not flip my lid, even though my lid is almost flipped quite a few times recently. And so if that is too much, it's a time to call in Spirit and to ask them to change up the process and to give you a download of information of how to properly transmute in the best way possible that is as easy on your body as possible. It's not an easy experience. It's very difficult. It's difficult to deal with, and it's very painful, and it can really mess with you and take a toll on you. But tune in and ask. It's a call to really, if you're experiencing a heightened level of like shadow work, a heightened level of darkness, thoughts like that, ask if it's yours. Because especially as empaths, we can soak up from other individuals. But if part of our mission that we have written before we came out here was to help in that transmutation process. Know that it's very hard, and try to seek comfort and solace in the individuals that understand the process and are going to hold space for you and to let you vent and to let you do what you need to do. So the energies that have been arriving have really been shaking up my world, and it's more of the internal self, and you'll see who it's affecting. The people that are really waking up, the people that have already started their awakening process, you're going to see it within their lives, aligning more with their truth, falling out of resonance with things in their life, really big levels of expansion and upgrades. And those and those that aren't really awakened, or aren't a part, the wave hasn't hit them yet, you'll see that they're completely unaffected, and it can be kind of baffling. That's what I've been going through, is I see a lot of people that are completely unaffected. They're smiling, they're happy, and my internal world is shaking up massively. And it goes to show where you're at in your awakening journey. So the further along you are in your process, I feel like right now, the more we're getting shaken up. I'm seeing it with a lot of, gatekeepers, a lot of grid keepers, a lot of people that are really anchoring in these codes and are holding their light at their points where they're at on the grid. The ones that have really major missions and are really far along on their process are really going through a shakeup. And this isn't made to make comparisons of who is where, because everyone on their journey is extremely important, and everyone is at where they're at in their journey. But I find that those that are more evolved are really getting shaken to their core right now. They're noticing a lot of shakeup, and it's okay. It's actually a call right now to really call your guidance in close. I'm now working a lot closer with the archangels, a lot more with spirit, and a lot of my relationships and everything have had to get put to the side burner so I could focus my attention purely on spirit right now and what they're trying to tell me, and giving me more clarity, and so they can come in closer and I can work with them directly and build more of a relationship and a rapport with certain archangels and certain guides in order to facilitate in this expansion and upgrade, and to give me more clarity and more insight. So you might notice extremely heightened levels of intuition too, where your clairs are extremely activated and opened. You might be seeing more, hearing more, feeling more, and that's part of these upgrades, is an expansion in sensitivity. And the best thing to do is, if you are starting to feel other people's energies and you don't like it, tune into yourself and ask, is this mine? Is this something that I need to carry? Is this from another individual? And you'll start to, once you build this communication with yourself and with your intuition and with your guidance of figuring out what's yours and what isn't yours, it's really easy to clear it and to command it away. One thing I do is I put my hands over my heart and I ask that all energy be returned to sender, and I ask that all of my energy return to me, and I remain open and grateful for the experience of being able to share energy and being able to feel energy. But it's a call to bring all my energy back to me, because I need as much of it as I can to keep my vibration as high as possible, to make sure things aren't latching onto my field. A big thing too is, if you are transmuting at all, whether it be personal or for the collective, you really got to uptake your game in clearing out your space. So decluttering your environment, smudging, using whatever you can to be able to soak up as much negative energy as possible, because as you are transmuting this negative energy, it can leave a negative imprint in your area. So like for me, a lot of my transmutation happens when I'm laying down and sleeping, or, processing in my bed. And so because of that, I have to declutter more, I have to sage more, I have to clear my space more, because if that energy lingers in my area and I don't air it out, it'll start to attach onto my field and then create an attachment or create a cord to whatever is going on that is a lower vibrational cord that is thus going to affect my energy field. And so I'm having to pull and cut cords every single night before bed. The process is, it takes, I found that now that this expansion process has happened and sensitivity is increasing, and I'm really fully starting to get how much I'm affected by energies, the process to clear myself and to make sure I'm cutting cords, it takes a while. It's not something that's super simple where I'm just like, oh, let's just cut all cords and then it's gone. There's a lot of having to pull these things out with my hands energetically, a lot of calling in my guides every single night, and a lot of working with other healers to clear my field. But what it's doing is it's helping to establish a formula and a process for what works for you for being able to clear your field energetically and to be able to cut these cords. And then to be mindful of when these cords start to be created, so then you can pull them out immediately and stay in your sovereign power and your sovereign right. So a lot of people right now are going to be attracted to your light because they want that healing. And so they might cord to you. Now, it's a matter of if you want to take on that responsibility or not, depending on your soul contract and depending on your purpose, if you really want to go out and heal everyone or let everyone cord to you. Everyone is at a different stage in their process, and whatever you're called to do is what you are guided to do to be able to learn about what's going on in your life right now and how you're going to grow, evolve, and expand. So it was something I did for a while where I let people cord to me, I transmuted for them, but then I found myself becoming deteriorated and worn, and that was a learning experience that I needed to go through to land at this point in time where I now no longer have to take on people's energies. Except for now, the energies I do choose to consciously take on are the big energies. So like clearing out trauma from Hurricane Harvey here, and helping to clear out grid space and also some collective transmutation as well, as because it is manifesting in my own shadow, and it shows up as my own shadow. It's just a lot more intense. So not only am I processing for myself, but I'm processing for the collective. And so that's something that I've chosen to take on. But as far as individual energies of people and cording and taking in those lower vibrational energies or letting those people suck the power out of me, I have to be aware of when those cords are being established, how it affects my mood, and immediately pull them out. Because this is the new way of living. No one has to take from our energy. We can help them connect to source. And a simple way of being able to do that I've been doing is if there's someone that is cording to my energy, I will envision source light coming in through their crown chakra and filling up their entire body. It's something where I've found that, if you're going to be doing healing work, any sort of energetic healing work, it is big practice to ask permission from that individual if they want that healing. But as far as connecting to source, I don't see anything ethically or morally wrong with doing that. And essentially what you're doing is you're helping to guide them to the spirit that is driving you, that is illuminating you, so they don't have to cord to you. You may also find yourself subconsciously cording to loved ones as well, because especially if you have attachment trauma in your past, things of that nature. And a lot of this expansion and growth is in delving into your shadow alone and not trying to take on anyone else's energy or attaching or cording to anyone, and to find your healing and your sovereignty within. And so if you're isolating right now or hermiting, and you're being called to do that, or relationships are failing around you, you're falling out of alignment with your environment, be mindful that your world isn't coming to an end. Space is just being made, and when enough space is made for the package to arrive that you so desire, it will arrive and you will completely get why you are going through what you're going through. And this is what happened last night to me, was there was a lot of space made in my personal life, to where I'm now slimmed down to practically nothing, with just, as far as relationships are concerned, it's me and my bunk right now, me and my bed. And that space was created, though, because there was a huge amount of information that I needed to arrive for me to grow and to expand and to grow my business, to grow my healing, and to really get why I'm going through what I'm going through. And so if there are things being severed right now in your life, it may not be permanent. It's just enough time to create that space to unpack what you need to unpack, so you can upgrade, level up, and then come back and meet each other in the center, in order to fully love, grow, and expand into the new environment that you are trying to settle into, whether it be energetically, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. So that's kind of what's going on right now. The call that I got also is to really be gentle with yourself right now, and to put yourself into gentle situations, to really surround yourself with gentle people, gentle environments, especially if you're going through a lot of this shakeup. There is no need to step into more discord in order to evolve, grow, and expand, unless that's something that really helps you. Everyone's journey is different, and sometimes that discordant environment shakes up enough stuff that it gets you moving. But if you're finding that things are just really chaotic right now, you feel out of alignment, you feel like your world is completely tearing down, be gentle with yourself. Listen to some soft, relaxing music. Practice self-care. Engage in a funny movie or something that really helps to grow your imagination. Take a break from the reality and step into the visualization that you want to create for the world, that you want to create for yourself. And so that's been a lot of the things that I've been doing, is really going into meditation and really focusing on what I want and really trying to usher those manifestations in to live a happier, healthier life and to align more with what I would call water relationships, which are very clear and very soothing and very purifying, and to really step out of the toxicity of our old patterns and our old behaviors, because sometimes old patterns will arrive and we will arrive at destinations and land in old cycles at a higher timeline in order to see and fully grasp what has gone on and why that cycle went down and how much you've changed and grown since that. And if that's happening, take the high road and honor the process and recognize that you are just being shown right now how much work you have accomplished and everything you've come through to land at this point in time, to be able to see it from a higher perspective and to really close out the last of that learning so you can fully grow and expand into the next level of wherever you may land. And it's been very painful, but also very rewarding when we land at those moments when the sign is very clear as to why you are where you are, and you really can get a firm grasp on, this is why I'm here and there is a purpose to this. It isn't just some fluke, it isn't some bad luck, it isn't some flim-flam, it is something that is really driving you to your highest ideal and to drive you into your highest timeline and to really help you shift and expand into the new environment that you wish to seek. So anyways, guys, much love and respect to everybody out in the Webiverse. I hope everyone is holding in tight. If you have any questions or want to book a Reiki session, please click the links in the description box. I also have my Reiki circles now open. They're going to be open every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Saturdays, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And they're going to be available every week like that. I also have monthly Reiki Circle admissions. So if you want to pay a one-time fee monthly for the Reiki Circle, you can. Links for that will be in the description box as well. And you can get included in the Reiki box for that entire month as well. So once again, I hope everyone's holding on tight and enjoying the bumpy roller coaster ride of Ascension. And just know that things are getting better. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and hold on to that light and start working your way through. And remember that if you are stuck in a timeline you don't like, and you can hop into a higher timeline by really focusing on your visualization, focusing on your affirmations, and really getting into alignment with everything you want. And so sometimes when that path is, when everything is cleared out of your way for you to just be solely with yourself, you can really focus on the healing you need in order to activate your highest potential and be able to jump easily and swiftly into that timeline and become a vibrational match to everything you want. So guys, I hope everyone is holding in tight. Let's keep riding the wave, and I will see you guys on the other side. Namaste.